Hi, Empaths. My name is Eileen, and if you are returning, welcome back. So nice to be with you energetically. And if this is your very first time, you are most welcome. I want to take this video to just answer some questions. Some of you email me or send me direct messages on social media with questions, and usually I just respond to the questions individually, but I think I'm going to start using some of those questions and do a bit of a Q&A once a month or whenever I feel led to do that by spirit. So we have three questions that we're going to look at today. The very first question so what I've done is I've actually compiled some questions and kind of made them into three questions, but there were probably a total of like 6 or 7 questions this round, and I found similarities in them, so I've just kind of linked them together. So the first question: how do we recover if the energy vampires already got to us and we feel like the life force has been sucked out of us? And this was based on a post that I did on Instagram a few weeks ago, where I was just basically saying, don't get distracted by haters. I talked about the difference between obstacles and haters. Obstacles serve a purpose. Haters are a distraction. And I was discussing other distractions and energy vampires and how they lurk about, looking for energy sensitives and empaths because we are delicious to them. We're yummy. We're like a specimen that they want to get their claws into. And there's many reasons for that. Besides being very open and kind and empathic, there's also a lot of power that was embedded in us at the time of divine conception. And certainly as we awaken as enlightened humans, our power and our encoding gets activated even more so. And we are both a delight and an anomaly to negative entities, beings. Right now, let's just talk about the humans, energy vampires who haven't done their own work and who are not used to activating and cultivating their own energy. They move through the world harnessing the energy of others, stealing, hijacking the energies of others. And so, yes, it can feel like the life force has been sucked out of you if you've encountered these types of humans a lot in your life, and sometimes they might even be family members. So how do we recover, right? When you feel like the life has just been sucked out of you, you've just been giving, and you continue to interact with the same types of people, and it never seems like energy is being replenished back. Well, there's energy clearing ceremonies that you can do to basically deactivate or detox the heavy, dense energy that's not serving you. And then, of course, activate new, refreshed energy that will replenish your reservoir. Also, there are rededication rituals where you can realign yourself with spirit. A lot of the time, as an empath, you feel like you're going through life on your own and that you are not actually supported by anyone as you're giving. So you're helping this person and that person and showing up for your family and trying to be a being of light and love. And a lot of the time you feel like you're doing that on your own and you're giving from your own reservoir of energy. If you've watched this channel for any period of time, you know that I've talked about keeping your energy that's been gifted to you at 100% at all times and using the energy of spirit for our mission assignments. One of the biggest, hardest lessons that an empath has to learn is how to use spirit, how to lean on our divine guidance our teams, our angels, our ancestors, the lineage that we are a part of for the divine work that we're doing, as opposed to, reaching within our own heart space, our own psyche, our own consciousness, and extracting energy, because eventually you are going to deplete yourself. So rededication rituals where you realign with spirit, you rededicate your life and your path and your energy signature to spirit, and you basically declare, this is divine sacred work. Support me, spirit, God, divine, universe, witness me as I do this work. This is your work. I'm your instrument. I'm an ambassador. Replenish my energy according to divine will. Another thing is releasing contracts, okay, and bonds. So release contracts and bonds with the energy vampires. It's hard to imagine that we may have created some kind of weird soul contract, either in this lifetime or previous lifetimes, or just behavioral contracts. So, in clinical terms, we talk about a behavioral contract. If you're put on a behavioral contract, it means we expect to see behavior change. And, if the behavior changes in a positive way, there will be a reward system. And if the behavior changes in a negative way or continues to regress or deteriorate, then the consequences will be negative. Positive reinforcement versus negative reinforcement. But in this particular case, sometimes our behavior has created a contract unbeknownst to us. For example, overgiving, overdoing, always trying to fix the situation, always showing up for people who don't necessarily deserve your goodwill and your good nature, and not being selective about who you share your energy with, sets up a very sticky, yucky contract between you and energy vampires, that it might be a pattern or a habit that you learned at a very young age. Maybe it was modeled for you by early caregivers. Maybe you were expected by early caregivers or neighbors or babysitters or whoever to always give, or to give more than you should, or to go outside of the boundaries in terms of what really would be or should be acceptable. Perhaps you were sort of ingrained to behave that way. And so you'll want to release all contracts, all, past, present, past life, familial, ancestral, all kinds of contracts, okay? We want to release those contracts that bind us to energy vampires. We also want to activate new paradigms. So I'm hoping you're realizing that when it comes to replenishing energy and how do I pour the life force back into me when I'm just so exhausted by dealing with all of these people that have not been respectful of my energy signature, I'm hoping you're recognizing that it is going to require some work on your part, which for some of you, that might just seem even more exhausting. But if you do the work to protect yourself and replenish your energy, and you learn to remain in the sanctuary of the heart and abide in the sanctuary of the heart, moment by moment, breath by breath, then your spidey sense, if you will, those antennas are going to be super sharp. You're going to be so dialed into spirit, you will not attract, well, I won't say you won't attract them, but you will be repelled by them, and you will not have any interest in investing your precious resources. You are diamond light, dear empath, and you're not going to want to invest your precious, beautiful treasure in individuals who are not aligned, who are not either your mission assignments or your soul alignment. And as your energy is replenished, cleansed, refreshed, I'm getting a visual right now. So imagine like a really muddy, like a jar of water that's got mud in it. So it's really dark and contaminated and dirty, right? And imagine if we took that jar of water, and this is the visual I'm seeing right now, we placed it under a waterfall, beautiful, pristine waterfall outdoors in nature. Eventually that waterfall is going to just pour down into that jar. Eventually, all that dirt is going to come up. It may take a little bit, but eventually that jar is going to just be clear, pristine water, because what was in it, what was contaminated, what was dirty, has now been replenished by the waterfall of grace and of the divine. And so that's a metaphor, and it's an image that I was just gifted. That is what we're doing as we activate new paradigms. That's the next thing we want to do. Activate new paradigms, create new thought processes, new cognitions, new ways of moving through the world, new ways of handling situations, addressing situations, communicating your worth, honoring yourself, loving yourself, showing up with boundaries, showing up with gusto and love and power and oomph, that empath oomph, but at the same time, holding back when you recognize that your energy is not going to be matched, it's not aligned, or it's just not your assignment. And then align and recode to the original source code for your life. This is so very important, to always realign to the original source code. God, the divine, the universe had a plan, always has a master. There's a master blueprint for us at the time of divine conception. We are not just conceived, we're not just created. There's also a master blueprint in terms of which way to go. Now, there's going to be hills and valleys and lots of lessons and challenges. It's not going to always be sunshine and rainbows. We know that, right? Empaths, we got that memo for sure. Life can be hard. It can also be really joyous and exciting. And once you learn to start pulling yourself out of the hole, it becomes magical. I'm speaking from experience. I definitely am speaking from experience. I have relatives. I try not to speak about them, but I have trauma history, and I am living proof that not only can you survive trauma, I'm a trauma survivor, you can thrive and you can heal and you can reclaim your worth and your value, and then you can help others. That's what I'm doing with my life path, helping as much as I can within reason, with boundaries. Okay. I also had to learn boundaries because there are people who will take advantage and they just don't have the same investment or interest in you as spirit has for you, or that you have for yourself. This is another reason why it's so important that we learn to love ourselves first, because if you haven't learned to love yourself first, you will not set the appropriate boundaries with people who don't have a stake in you the way you have a stake in you. Okay. There are people in our lives who really genuinely love us. They just do. They show up. They're going to show up. They're going to be our life companions for the rest of our lives. I call them your alignments. And, if you haven't experienced alignments yet, that would be something you want to request of the divine, because while there may not be a lot of them, they do make our lives very, very beautiful and very special. Okay. So you want to have alignments because they're very different than your assignments, and they are definitely different than energy vampires. Alignments are going to show up for you. They have your back. They see you, they witness you, and they don't want anything from you except to be with you. They enjoy you. They're with you during the high times and the blessings and the abundance. And they're with you when life gets hard and you're at your lowest point, because they were never in it for personal gain or to use you or manipulate you. They were always a part of your life because they had the ability to see your soul. They had the ability to see your spirit, and they want to be there because they feel safe in your energy, and they want you to feel safe in their energy. And it's a match. It's a divine match. It's an alignment. And it's wonderful if you can find that in romantic partnership. But I'm not even talking about romantic partnership. I'm talking about divine alignments in your friendships. Beautiful souls that come into our lives. And the difference between an alignment and an assignment is alignments will be there for you until the day you die or they die, whoever goes first. You'll be connected, heart to heart, spirit to spirit, soul to soul. You may not see each other all the time. You may only see each other every once in a while. You may talk on the phone occasionally. Your relationship may be more just texting or emailing, but they love you unconditionally and you love them unconditionally. And the difference between an alignment and an assignment is when you come together with your alignments, the frequency is off the charts. The energy is palpable. It's almost like you both got plugged into the same socket, and there's super dynamic divine charge happening to both of you. And you might just be laughing and giggling or watching a movie or talking or catching up or dancing or going to lunch. It doesn't matter what it is. The energy that you two create, or three or four, however many are present in this aligned frequency, you create something magical and powerful, and it just activates your energy in such a divine dynamic way. It can carry you for a long, long time, weeks, months, sometimes years. You may not see that person or that group of people for a long, long time, and you will be high off the energy, and they will be high off the energy for a long, long time. It's a very powerful type of relationship and alignment, very different than your assignments, which are the majority of people we're going to encounter, in our lifetime, because they're why we're here. We're here to help coach them, teach them, mentor them, and inspire them to pull out of the holes in their lives so that they can thrive. All right. And so then the last part is in terms of how do we recover if the energy vampires already got to us and they ate so much of us, they sucked so much blood, so much life force out, and we just feel like we can't do life anymore. In addition to all the things I just said, the last thing is clear the energy. So I invite you, before we go to the next question, take a nice deep inhale, exhale. If you feel like energy vampires have gotten to you at any point in your life and suck the life force out of you, let's clear it. We just invite our divine spiritual guidance, our angels, our ancient and recent ancestors, and all who love us unconditionally to be present. Spirit, draw near, witness us, and clear it. Spirit, clear it. Clear it. I'm feeling a little bit feisty, and I want to say, Spirit, clear that. Shh. But I'm not going to go there. All right. Question number 2. How do I continue to show up for humanity and love people when they have treated me like ish? It goes along with the first question, right? So you're trying really hard to be kind and loving and open and honest and have integrity and speak life into people. You're praying, you're doing your meditation, you're offering hope, you're offering light, you're trying to teach people the ways of spirit, not to dominate or control or impose your belief systems on anyone, but just to honestly make their life better, just to honestly make their lives better. As a clinician, it doesn't happen so much now. I've cleared so much energy and, aligned so much with the divine plan for my life that the clients I work with are in alignment with my energy signature. But there was a time in my career where I was so eager to help the planet and the whole world that I just took whoever wanted to work with me. Whoever was referred, I took them and I worked with them, and I wasn't selective, and it was a mixed bag. And I know I helped a lot of people, thousands of people at this point, and I'm grateful for that opportunity, but I also was drained for many, many years of my career until I learned how to merge my spiritual truth and my self-love practices and self-care practices with my work. And in doing that, recognize I don't have to show up for everybody. My gifts are lovely and they're beautiful and they're reserved for those who are ready and also aligned and can match my energy. And only those experiences that spirit has already approved as my divine assignments. So to answer this question, how do I continue to show up for humanity when they basically treated me like crap? So when you as an empath learn to step aside and let your higher self do the work, this is a game changer. Instead of it being you, it's not me, Eileen, doing the spirit work. I'm an ambassador. I'm an instrument, I'm a channel, but I'm letting my higher self that is connected to the divine plan. And also, so my higher self is connected to the divine plan, but also disconnected from emotional attachment. So this is very powerful. When the higher self is doing the work, it is able to do the work completely in a divine way because it's getting the messages directly from base. But the higher self is also not susceptible to the lower mind or the human experiences that we go through in the 3D world, where we are sensitive or sad or discouraged or depressed or lonely, or we feel rejected or we feel offended. The higher self isn't getting offended. The higher self is just staying in that highest light. It's the highest version. Well, not the highest version of us, but it is a higher version of who we are that allows us to do our work in a pristine, beautiful manner without caving to emotional dysregulation or attachments. It's our attachments to things that cause the emotional outburst and the emotional reaction. If I'm not attached to a specific outcome, or if I'm not attached to someone approving of me, my emotional responses are going to be very different from if I am attached. If I'm attached to outcome, it has to be this way, or I'm attached to this person has to love me, they have to fall in love with me, or they have to think I'm the greatest thing. If my reality doesn't match my ideal in my mind, then I'm going to have emotional dysregulation, and I might experience, distress and depression and anxiety, right? So we have a responsibility, dear empaths, to go into base, get the mission assignments directly from base, let the higher self and our team, our spiritual guidance, do the work. We're just the instrument, we're just the channel. It's relieving, trust me, because the work gets done through you, and then you, the human part of you, you can just go home and lay on the couch and you can dance, you can do whatever you want, play with your pets, and your energy is still very much intact. So allow the higher self to do the work. Number 2, always remember you are in partnership with divine partnership with spirit. Work on your own healing process. Learn to love yourself more and recognize that your own healing and your own self-love is actually your greatest work. When you realize that's the greatest accomplishment that you could ever create, that is your masterpiece, okay? That is your art on display. That is your greatest contribution to your life, to the planet, to humanity, to consciousness, you loving yourself, healing yourself, honoring yourself. When you realize that is your greatest work, then the way others respond to that work or the way they treat us becomes irrelevant and non-consequential. So once you love yourself back to life, dear empath, you will enjoy being in your own energy. And I've talked about the magic of being in your own energy. Your own energy is magical and it heals you once it's pure and once it's pristine. So the more you do your work, allow this beautiful work that you're doing to be an offering to spirit. It is your offering, but you're in divine partnership with the divine. You're never alone. So it's not all on you to save the world. You're just responsible for your corner of the world, and you are divinely supported. You just got to show up and be the instrument and be the channel, and spirit will flow through you to the people, situations, circumstances, events, whatever needs your light. The more you own this and you enjoy being in your own energy, when you realize, my energy is always at 100% because I'm not leaning on my energy to do my work. I just go to work. I use my work supplies that are at work, spiritual energy, and I come back and I still got my own energy to go to the gym and play with my pets and hang out with my friends and listen to music and dance. I'm still able to abide in my own energy. You learn to love being in your own energy. You realize how magical it is. And in loving your own energy, it's like a water filter. Being in your own energy, loving your own energy filters out the negative, detoxes what doesn't need to be there, and then your energy becomes purer and more pristine. Also, learning to dissolve cords that bind you to others and their actions, especially those people of low consciousness. So just releasing the cords, dissolving cords, cutting cords. I think it was last week's, no, it wasn't last week's, it was a few weeks ago. I did a video called Empaths Protect Themselves. And in that description box, I have a cord dissolving, cord cutting, and energy clearing tools that you can use if you like. So we dissolve the cords, and then of course we clear it. So I'm going to invite you to take a nice deep breath, beautiful ones. Inhale. Exhale. If you felt taken for granted, discouraged, treated like crap by people you love, family members, people that you thought were your assignments, coworkers, maybe your kids, maybe your parents, maybe frenemies. If you felt like you've been taken advantage of, if you felt like you've been treated like crap, inviting our angels, our guides, and all spiritual beings who love us unconditionally. We just ask Spirit, draw near, and Spirit, clear it. Take a nice deep breath and clear that energy. Let it go. Waterfall. All right. And then third question of the day, how do we avoid distractions? Okay, they're everywhere, right? We've got social media, we've got the news, we've got war, we have famine, we have poverty, we have negative people, we have haters, we have all kinds of stuff, all kinds of distractions exist. Here are my steps. Invite your protection daily, whether that's prayer, meditation, using crystal sage, chant, singing, dancing, singing bowls, sound baths, all that stuff. Invite your guardian protectors. I literally invite my guardian protectors every day. I call them in, archangels, ancient and recent ancestors, sacred holy fire dragons. Yes, I have dragons. I do. They're my protectors. And I have other beings as well, a lot of other off-world beings that I call on. I've seen them in my third eye. They've got swords. Some of them have wings. They got fire. They got a lot of stuff. But I call them in. I've seen them, and I call them in every day in the morning to seal the gates, close the doors, shut the windows, close every portal, every vortex, every nook, cranny, crevice, every opening that may have been opened while I was sleeping, while I was in dream space, while I was traversing the universes in my subconscious state, whatever, close it to anyone and anything and any energy that has not been granted permission to access the soul temple by the entire soul collective. What does that mean? I don't even make the decision who gets in. It's me and the team. The ancestors got to approve. The archangels got to approve. My soul has to approve. Spirit has to approve. God has to approve. The whole universe swirling inside this temple has to approve, or you don't get in, period. You don't get close. You can't. So this is the prayer every day in the morning and at night. And let me tell you, I'm not going to get too much into it, but it has kept the wizards out. It has kept the witches out. I have no problem with wizards and witches when they're in the light, but it has kept the dark, nefarious, energy vampire, looky-loo, that group. It has kept them out, kept them away, kept them off. They're not able to get close. Okay, so this is kind of going in another direction, but the way that looks like is when I'm traversing the universes doing spirit work in my subconscious mind during dream space, either those beings are cut off, either a bright light is shown so I see them, or they are cut off, they're not allowed to get too close to me, or in a couple of situations, I was the one in a different dimension, and sort of like a spiritual bouncer pushed me out because they don't want me to get in harm's way. Okay. So I know this is heavy, deep stuff, might be a little bit, sounds a little crazy or weird, but for those of you empaths that are on the path, the more that you dial into spirit, you're going to, some of you, maybe not all of you, a lot of you, your work may just be here on this planet, Earth. Some of us, we do our work here, and then at night we do other work, off-world work. And you need to know how to protect yourself in both worlds. One foot here, one foot there. All worlds, you want to be protected. Okay, so invite your spiritual protection daily. I do this in the morning and at night and anytime during the day that I feel anything is off, but I don't generally feel anything is off because my protection detail is on point. It's solid. My guides and guards are, they're no joke. They love me. They love you. Call them in. You'll be surprised how protected you will be when you actually ask. All right. Also, recognize the difference between assignments and distractions and the difference between admirers and fans. Okay, so you've got assignments. This is your spirit soul work, and then there's distractions. Nothing good is coming out of that. Your distractions want to borrow money from you. I'm not saying because people want to borrow money, they're distractions. I'm not saying that. I'm just giving you examples. They want to borrow money. They want to date you. They want to have sex with you. They want to do drugs with you. They want to take you out drinking. They want to be in your house. They want to eat your food. They want to spend the night. They want you to do the work while they don't work. They want to borrow your car, but not put gas in your car. They want to make you feel like they love you and that they care about you, and then make you feel really badly about who you are. They want to criticize the way you do your spiritual work. They want to criticize the way you do everything, the way you dress, the way you do your hair, the way you do your makeup, the way you don't wear makeup, the fact that you think you need to wear makeup, the fact that you do wear heels, the fact that you never wear heels, the fact that you go to the gym, the fact that you like Pilates, whatever. The distractions want to get you so focused on what they think and what they're saying and what they're doing and what they're needing that you have lost focus, and there's a disconnect between you and your spiritual being. So recognize the difference between assignments and distractions. Get very clear. Spirit work is uplifting, and even though it may be challenging at times, you have a clear direction because you're getting command codes from base. You feel dialed in, and you know you're divinely supported. Distractions don't feel good at all. They lower the vibration. They suck life out of you. They are energy vampires. Okay. And they come as people, places, situations, circumstances, and things, memories, and sometimes dreams. Okay. Then understand the difference between admirers and fans. As an empath, because your nature is so beautiful and you're so loving and you're so compassionate, you will have admirers and you will have fans. They're not necessarily your assignments. You're going to have people that want to be in your energy. Okay. They want you to come to their party and their weddings, and they want you to, participate in their events and, come on their podcast and show up when they are in a play and, they have an open mic. They want you to come. And there's nothing wrong with that as long as it doesn't get in the way of your soul work, your assignments, your spiritual assignments. And as long as those admirers and fans don't become distractions that begin to suck your life force. So you're going to know the difference. An admirer and a fan, these are people who admire your energy. They're inspired by you. They like you. They want to be around you. They may want to date you. But here's the thing. As long as them being a part of your path and a part of your life doesn't distract you or get you off course, it's cool for them to be there. And you may participate in some of their events or go out with them or whatever, but they're not assignments. Your assignments are soul work, okay? And they're also not your alignments. Your alignments are going to be with you for life. Once you meet them, they're going to be your life partners for the rest of your life. And you guys replenish your energy on a level that's like out of this world soul dynamic, okay? So admirers and fans are okay. They're not necessarily distractions until they become distractions. And that's part of your learning curve to learn to know the difference. All right. Also, how do we avoid distractions? Again, loving yourself first, protecting your energy, saying no, setting boundaries, recognizing that you and your well-being come first. And so what does that mean? You know, the food that you eat, your diet, your nutrition, if you are a vegan or a vegetarian, and you know, this person that wants to hang out with you takes you to the barbecue, and there's all this stuff that you don't eat, and there's absolutely no vegetable, nothing that you know would work for you. Well, that might be a distraction. That's not going to work. Your well-being comes first, and so you may not hang out with them again if they don't take into consideration having something that is nutritious or food appropriate. I don't want to say nutritious, but something that's food appropriate for you given your dietary needs or your health issues or whatever. Okay, so your food and your friends, you know, and the socializing that you do, all of that needs to be conceptualized through the lens of what serves my highest good, what is in my best interest. Your well-being comes first. Also, asking if the person, situation, place, the event, whatever it is, aligns with your soul mission and will genuinely bring you joy. This is a way to avoid such, you know, distractions. When you meet new people, you know, Drake has that song, I don't know what it's called, but it's like No New Friends or whatever. He talks about no new friends, which says, you know, that seems so cold, but I get it because it's like you've got your ace people, you know, your alignments that have been there for you through the good times and the bad times, and they love you unconditionally, and they're going to show up for you for the rest of your life. And then you've got your assignments, which are your service work, but they're not here to help you. You're there to help them. And then you've got admirers and fans, and then you've got distractions. But it's like if the admirers and fans, you know, are taking anything from you or sucking your life force or bringing you any kind of angst or annoyance or frustration, or it's like, oh, this is a problem or it's tedious, they're moving into the distraction category. And they may even be an energy vampire. So you can avoid all of that by just always asking when you meet new people or before you take on a job, before you take on a mission assignment or agree to mentor someone or do coaching with someone, or in my case, take on a client as a therapist, asking, you know, does this person, does this situation, does this place, does this event, does this potential romantic partner align with my soul mission? Will it genuinely bring me joy? Or will it genuinely bring me down? Because if it's really going to bring me down, let's not go there. All right. So let's just take a nice deep breath, dear one. If any of this is resonating with you, if you're feeling sometimes like you're not sure what the difference is between what's legit for you and what's a distraction, let's clear that energy, bringing spirit into the sacred space. Spirit, draw near. And spirit, clear it, whatever no longer serves. Take a nice deep breath. Ooh. Waterfall, clear it. All right, dear one. So all of these questions, you know, feeling like you have a grip on your energetic signature, your life path, your spiritual work, it all takes practice. The more you practice, the more you'll recognize the difference between those things that breathe life into you versus those things that actually suck the life out of you. And the more you recognize, the easier it becomes to recognize, right? You'll recognize distractions the more you practice recognizing distractions. Basically, distractions are anything and everything and anyone that takes you off course from your divine birthright and the beautiful plans that you yourself have for your life. You know, in order to stay on track, you want to always truly honor all that you are. You have to recognize that you have a purpose that is worthy of accomplishing, whatever that is, not only what spirit wants you to do with your life, but those beautiful plans that you have for yourself of your own free will. Whatever this great purpose is that you want to accomplish, it's worth accomplishing, and it will transform your life. It will change the paradigms in your family, and it can heal your ancestry. It can change patterns in your life for the better. You are necessary. Your success helps you and the planet. And if you better yourself and stay focused, you help the entire human collective to up level. Humanity heals one person at a time. And when one person improves their life, such as yourself, the whole collective benefits. Don't ever forget that. Your success will be a great example to others, and you'll inspire others to want to, up level themselves. They'll believe in themselves based on your ability to accomplish your goals. So don't get distracted. Stay focused, do your mission work, do your assignments, but also set worthy goals of yourself and make sure that you accomplish them. You are modeling for humanity how to get this done. And you must believe in yourself if you're going to accomplish any goal. Nothing you do is ever just about you. All of the people in your life are watching, whether you realize it or not. And of course, this includes the haters. But don't worry about them, okay? Let the distractions go. Breathe out that negative energy and clear it. Pay them no mind. They become so unimportant as you stay on course. And haters, of course, want to get you off track. They want you to focus on them and their hate. But if you can just stay focused and grounded by remaining in the heart space, you'll be able to clear energy very, very quickly. They want you to focus on them, but just don't do it, okay? Focus on all the beautiful things that you've dreamt about accomplishing, and just do it. Your healing and your beautiful focus helps you and everyone else around you. Whether you're aware of this or not, you are not here to worry. You are not here to stress. You are not here to be anxious about what other people think about you, how you're doing it, how you're not doing it, what kind of light worker you are, what kind of way shower you are. People are going to hate. They're going to say negative things. They're going to think, oh my God, what got done to so-and-so? Well, spirit, consciousness, enlightenment. You healed yourself. You're loving yourself first. That's what got into you. You're here to accomplish great things with your life, with each and every single breath, moment to moment. So honor yourself, dear ones. Love yourself, heal yourself, find your bliss. Keep going back to base and create incredible, radical joy for your life. This is a beautiful way to stay focused, to replenish the energy that the energy vampires tried to suck out of you. It's a great way to remain focused and not distracted. And it's a beautiful way to honor yourself and love yourself back to life, even when you felt like you've been taken advantage of. So accomplish every goal that you have in mind for yourself. Believe in yourself. If anything or anyone in your life doesn't support these wonderful things that you are trying to accomplish for yourself, give yourself permission to see them for what they are. They are distractions, and stay away from them. Cut them off if you can, anyone that does not serve. And if you're not able to cut them off because maybe they're family members, maybe they're your parents, maybe they're your kids, maybe it's your boss, then at the very least, preserve your precious energy by limiting your time with these types of people. Focus on you, knowing that your beautiful focus is an activation code that creates healing for you, your lineage, your family, and your environment. So let's really quickly, this has gone longer than I expected it to, but let's just really quickly get into a healing exercise. I would like for you to imagine your avatar, okay, or archetype. What kind of empath are you? Are you a butterfly princess? Are you a goddess? Are you a warrior? Are you a Viking? What kind of, are you half dragon, half, man? Are you a shapeshifter? What kind of empath are you? Visualize an avatar, create an archetype right now. Are you angelic? Are you a guardian? Are you a teacher? Are you galactic? Are you a superhero? Are you a high priestess? What are you? Are you a country mountain medicine woman? Are you a heavenly emissary? Are you a divine ambassador of light? Are you a celestial being? Celestial magic? fairy. What are you? Create your avatar in your mind. Use third eye. Create, see it, visualize it, paint it, color it, manifest it in third eye. Visualize that image now. And now put on your cloak or your armor, grab your shield and your sword, whatever your tools are, whatever makes you feel strong. And in this space with this visual imagery, with your shield and your sword, with your protection, with your armor, let's call in divine support. Bring in your teams who see you exactly the way you truly are, knowing that you are not alone. Breathe. Breathe into this image, this archetype, and see your team supporting you. Call on the clear light. Call on the clear light from every direction, from above, from below, from the east, the west, the north, the south, the northeast, the southeast, the northwest, the southwest, from within, from without. Bring in the clear light around you and your team, your spiritual guides, your angels, your ancestors. You are so divinely supported. Waterfall. So divinely supported in every single way. Now go into a situation from the past where you felt betrayed or you felt like your life force was drained or sucked out of you. You felt like someone treated you like crap. You got off track. You were distracted. You were hurt. You were betrayed. Someone took advantage. You were lied about. You were wounded. You were used. Imagine yourself in that situation with your full armor on. You are that archetype. You're divinely supported. Your team is around you, and the clear light is around you and your divine supporters. Bring the clear light into the situation. Come into the situation, step into the situation, then, but visualize yourself now with your protection and your support. Face the offender, the abuser, the user, the one who was a distraction, the one that took advantage, the energy vampire that used you, stole money, whatever they did. Take a nice deep breath, empaths. We're about to clear some energy. Deep breath. Inhale. Drop the shoulders down away from the ears. Stand in your power. You are divinely supported. You are not alone. Stand in your power. Face the offender. Face the individual or the people or the situations. Repeat after me if you choose, if you choose, if you choose. My name is. Say it assertively. Say your name, your full name. And I am the light of my soul. I choose the highest potential and evolutionary unfolding in this situation for healing now. I choose the highest potential and evolutionary unfolding in this situation for healing now. I call in equanimity. I call in balance. I call in fairness. And I call in divine justice. Breathe. Stay in your power. Remain assertive. You are divinely supported. The clear light is here, and your guides and angels, your ancestors, are divinely supporting you. Look at the individual or individuals or the circumstance or situation that sucked life out of you. And repeat after me. I release myself from any burden. I release myself from all emotional baggage. I release myself from all trauma associated with what you did to me. Deep breath. Sigh out. Clear. Now conceptualize the entire experience, dear one, as an opportunity for that individual or those individuals to do the right thing. Meeting you is a test for them. They had an opportunity to up level and clear karma and do the right thing. They chose the wrong path. You were an emissary. In your innocence, you were an opportunity for them to be a better version of themselves. That situation was an opportunity for them to do the right thing. They missed an opportunity, dear ones, to heal themselves. And rather, they created and incurred karma for themselves. And they hurt you. Let's clear it. Say out loud, dear empath. In love and light. You can say the name of the person or the situation, call out the event. In love and light, I dissolve the cords that connect us and bind you to me. Deep breath, clear it. In love and light, let go. Be free and release me. Take a deep breath, dear ones. Exhale, recoding physically, energetically, recoding emotionally, recoding mentally, recoding spiritually. All aspects of power, loss, all soul loss, all patterns, habits, cycles, all thought processes, all defense mechanisms that were direct consequences of pain and suffering. Release now, release now, release. Recalibrate to the original source code and the original divine plan. Breathe, visualize the clear light waterfall. Clear light. Shift, release, and clear. Deep breaths, dear ones. Deep breaths, deep breaths, deep breaths. Shift, release, and clear. Shift, release, and clear. Deep breath, deep breath, deep breath. Exhale. Activating new light codes for the path of freedom, to feel, to live, and to love with complete alignment with the original source code and the divine plan of Creator for your life that serves the highest, most divine good. Activating new light code and new life force, new energy. Upload and replenish now. Breathe into it. Accept it. Anchor it. And launch from this foundation now. So it is, dear hearts, and so it shall be. Done. 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 Thank you, beautiful souls, for this Q&A and energy clearing, apparently. Sending you so much love and light. Stay the course. Stay strong. You got this. You're learning. You're learning a lot more tools and you're integrating them. The collective is integrating, anchoring, and grounding. Those empaths that are doing a really good job of this, your first wave of showing other empaths how to anchor, pull themselves out of the hole and be pristine in every way. Strong warriors, strong warriors, strong warriors you are. And you're modeling for other empaths and eventually for humanity how to up-level and to gracefully flow in the ascension experience that's being gifted to us by the divine. So blessings, love, and light. Have a beautiful week. And I look forward to being with you again energetically.